Hello VC, it's Simon here, back with another vinyl tag for 2025. I took part in Iain Ranking The Obscure, his community tag he put out on the 1st of January. I was a part of it. I was up on a panel with Michael, Mike and Nick and Richard, of course myself and Dave as well. We all took part of a community tag where we put out 20 questions for 2025, and it was good fun. And if you haven't seen that video, I'll put a link to see that video. I put in 3 questions like the rest of them did into that tag, so I won't be including those questions for my responses because I've responded for them already. And if anyone's curious or haven't seen the original video, they can go back and have a look. And of course, if you have, you know what I put out. So without further ado, start with question 1, and that is, show a cover that has an animal on it. Yep, an easy question for a first question. So yeah, bit of a no-brainer, isn't it, really? The Beach Boys' Pet Sounds had to be, didn't it? So, right, yes, question 2 I've already answered. So yeah, question 3, show an album which is part studio, part live, or a great live album. I've gone with the Oasis Kebworth 1996. I've already shown this one already in a previous tag. Here I am showing it again. Great live album. Pick this up, 2024. So next question. Show a blind purchase of 2024 or show an unexpected musical discovery. I picked this one up on eBay. It's Brother to Brother. It's a DBX pressing. Not heard it. I don't really know much about it. It was just cheap, and I see it's on DBX, and I like collecting DBX records. So yeah, anyone knows anything about it, let me know in the comments. Question 5. Show your favourite record label. Well, I'm not really of an age that appreciates record labels, so I don't really have one to be honest with you. But I suppose if I was to pick one, I'd probably go along with RCA. Why not? Question 6. Show an album or single that has some connected trivia. So some information about either an album or a single. So pulling out the greatest Beatles album ever. This was the first to have the entire lyrics on the back of the album. So a little bit of trivia. And of course, the song When I'm 64, well, only Ringo and Paul McCartney made it to 64. So I know everyone knows this. Yeah. But there you go. Question 7 is, which concert, be it on VHS, DVD or YouTube, would you have liked to have been made into a live album? So I thought about this, and there is a Tom Petty broadcast on YouTube which I love. It has the best version I've ever heard of You're Gonna Get It. Mike Campbell really goes into it. It's fantastic. And that is Tom Petty 1978 New Year show. So yeah, very early into the career of Tom Petty and the rest of them. So moving on from question 8, because I've answered that one already. Question 9. Show a 7-inch or 12-inch single where you think the B-side is better than the A-side. Well, that's basically any Beatles single rhythm, really, isn't it? I mean, take your pick. Take your pick. Let's move on. Question 10. Show a 2024 steal or bargain. This was a steal. This Lou Reed. This was in a charity shop. And yeah, Lou Reed, New York. This was This was £2 in a charity shop, and it's about, I don't know, £30 record, thereabouts. So, nice little bargain. Very nice little bargain. Question 11. Show a record cover that could be described as or used as a work of art. I've gone with this Wheatus album. This is their second album, Hand Over Your Loved Ones, where they actually did use a piece of art for the album cover. Now this upset the band quite massively because they didn't think this album cover really did the album justice. It should have got a lot more promotion than what it did, and Sony just didn't want to do it for some reason. They just slapped this cover on, and they didn't promote the album nowhere near enough. It's a very, very good album, actually. It's my favourite, actually, of the year. Was it 2003? I think if they had done a bit more, maybe it could have surpassed the debut album, but fortunately they didn't. But what a great album it is! It's very poppy. It's got a lot going for this album. So it's a lot to be said about this album. So, question 12. Name a popular artist band that you dislike. Queen, probably. Not that I really dislike them, but I just can't really think of anything on the top of my head that I really dislike. But if I had to pick something quickly, I don't know, Queen. Don't shoot me. 13. A song or album that reminds you of your first love. I spoke about this album before, actually, and that's Keen Hopes and Fears. This came out at a time I was in a bit of a long distance relationship, and the song very much is about relationships and their breakdowns as well. And I went through all the emotions like the songs go all through the emotions. So yeah, I've gone along with this. Don't want to go too much into it because I have covered this ground before. Question 15 is show an album where you really like just the one song. I'm sure there's better examples than this, but this is the one I can only think of at the moment. And having listened to this recently, an album by Elbow, The Seldom Seen Kid. Don't get me wrong, it's a good album, but the track One Day Like This is such a standout track on this particular album. Every time I hear it, I crank the volume up. I just think, this is such a great song. So I switch up the volume, and I'm quite happy to listen to the rest of the album on a lower volume. But yeah, there you go. The Elbow, The Seldom Seen Kid. Moving on then, question 16. A shout out an international vinyl community channel that you discovered in 2024. That's easy, really. I mean, Edwin. Apart from creating this year's official vinyl tag last year, there's not really much I can tell you about him, to be honest with you. You got Michael Ricefield over in Japan, fantastic channel. And of course, Richard S. over in the States, who also does the occasional live stream. Great guys. Check those people out. Question 17. Show an artist you discovered by watching another vinyl community channel. Give a shout out to the channel. So yeah, an artist I've discovered, this Clandid Macalla or Macella. I'm not quite sure how it's pronounced. So anyway, this Clandid album, thanks to Iain Ranking The Obscure, he sort of mentioned the band to me, and it sort of piqued my interest a bit. And I just so happened to find the album in a charity shop, and I picked it up, and I didn't realise they did a U2 collaboration together in the 80s. So yeah, anyway, I was quite impressed with it. So yeah, thanks to Iain, I picked up Valid. Question 18. Show a record that has been written on or trashed. I've got loads of records which I've got written on. I'm going to go along with this ZZ Top Sharp Dressed Man. It's got someone's name written on there. Don't know if you can see. I'll have to get it out of its plastic sleeve. Right there. It says Stuart Morris. Now, people used to write on their singles, particularly their singles, back in the day because of house parties, and they didn't want their albums to get stolen or mixed up with other people's, so they used to write their names on them. So it's quite a common thing. So thank you, Stuart Morris, for writing your name on this. Question 19. Give a shout out to your favourite non-vinyl YouTube channel. So my favourite non-vinyl YouTube channel has to be Jimmy Barnes YouTube. I'd like to thank him for all his support promoting my channel. I don't have his link, but I'm sure you'll be able to find it. I mean, how hard can it be searching Jimmy Barnes? If you see a thumbnail of a man singing, it's probably him. I would show a Funko Pop, but I don't have any. So, question 20. Show an album or single that you borrowed but never gave back. I did have a Herb Albert album to show for this question, but I can't find it. But anyway, that is everything. I'd like to thank Iain and Dave and Nick, Mike and Michael for all contributing to this vinyl tag. It's been a lot of fun. Whoever fancies having a go at this, I know there's a lot of tags floating around at the moment, but anyone who feels like they want to have a crack at this, it's a great tag to do. And that is it, really. Until next time, bye for now.